Everyone is here for various reasons. We know that all of you are here because of your interest in the library, and that's a good thing. Let me take a few moments to tell you about our libraries in general, and our future plans. Then we'll do some Q&A and answer any questions that you may have. So let's talk about libraries. Our library specifically was established on October 24th of 2009 as a volunteer library. We open for 3 days a week. We're run by a group of volunteers, a dream for a library in Harrison Township, and carloads of donated books from the Macomb County Library when it closed. We've slowly grown from there into what you see today. When we think about libraries, almost the first thing that comes to our minds is books. While books are certainly the first thing many people think about, books aren't the crux of our vision or even the most important thing that we do. People think of libraries and think of the pleasure reader that wants to borrow instead of buy books to support their habit. Sure, those folks use our services. However, helping avid readers isn't all that we do. In fact, our adult fiction collection isn't even the most popularly used collection in our library. It's our DVDs. But even loaning out items of our collection isn't the most important thing that we do. The one thing we pride ourselves in, the thing that all libraries take pride in, is being a helpful resource in our community. One of the most difficult aspects of being closed during the pandemic was the disconnect with our community. We immediately set out trying to come up with ideas on how we can help. We started trying to pivot our services. Our children's librarian, Mrs. Dries, recorded her Mother Goose on the Loose program and created online story times. She adapted our social media. She did a great job. So we could do video programs online. We started a YouTube channel so we could save our videos and create a digital collection so anyone could view them at any time. Our librarians began recording craft segments, conducting programs like chair yoga over Zoom, switching our book club meetings to virtual gatherings. I couldn't be more proud of the work that they did to pivot our services so quickly. They did a spectacular job. We had more than 2,400 clicks with our online programs during the first 3 weeks of quarantine. In addition to our virtual programs, HTPL provides virtual library cards to L'Anse Creuse students. All students have access to our digital resources with their student ID numbers. While this has always been a valuable service, it was a critical service once the schools closed. With their virtual library cards, students not only have access to library books with our ebook services, but also had access to personal tutors and homework help with our tutor.com service. The library has been and will continue to be a helpful resource to our students, not just during difficult times, but always. While we were able to act as a helpful resource to our community during the pandemic shutdown, we also know that our library will be more important than ever in helping our society recover. During times of economic downturns, people need library resources more than ever. Many of the phone messages we received while we were closed were people calling to see if we were open. Some needed the computer to file for unemployment, while others needed to scan or fax documents for financial assistance. These phone messages were hard to listen to, knowing that we couldn't help. When you're in the business of helping, not helping is really hard. As our economy recovers, we know people in our community will be looking for jobs, building resumes, seeking government resources, or applying for financial assistance. The free resources at our library will be in high demand and essential as our community recovers. Unfortunately, it's during these same times of economic downturns and library services are in high demand that our funding sources shrink. Our library has 4 major sources of income: penal fines, state aid, property tax revenues, and contributions from our Friends group. We anticipate a loss of revenue from all 4 funding sources as a result of our economy. During times like these, libraries face a perfect storm of needing more, of needing to do more with less. And while this task is difficult for all libraries, It is particularly difficult for libraries with existing needs. Social distancing and safety requirements have made our job even harder. We currently have 5 public computers, which is well below the average for libraries serving a population like ours. Similarly sized libraries have 25 public computers on average. We've had to shut down 2 of our public computers for social distancing.
All right, keep social distancing there.
So we've had to shut down 2 of those 5 computers in order to social distance in the computer bank. So now we only have 3 in operation. We've also had to shut down our used book area, so we had space to quarantine our returned materials for 72 hours. The used book area brings in more than $4,000 a year for our Friends Group, and our Friends Group pays for most of our library programs. Reducing our already limited resources make it even tougher to meet the needs in our community. One of the reasons that we decided to head to the polls in the first place was to bring our library up to speed with other libraries. We're still a small startup library and don't yet meet state averages. Libraries are placing class sizes based upon their population size. Class 4 libraries serve a population of 12,000 to 25,999. Harrison Township's population of just under 25,000 puts us in the upper limits of that threshold. Yet our building size, collection size, hours, budget, amenities, and serviceabilities are far below what other Class 4 libraries are able to do. A new millage would get us closer to those average targets. Just by population, HTPL is the 4th largest Class 4 library of 79 Class 4 libraries in the state of Michigan. But our building is the 2nd smallest building. So let me share with you a few of the other characteristics of libraries with a similar population size. Some of these libraries have maker spaces so that community youth can explore technology like 3D printers or video production equipment, or create with construction paper, recycled boxes, or other upcycled materials. Or maybe those youth choose to engineer something with a sewing machine or a button maker. Maker spaces foster all kinds of hands-on activities that encourage the natural curiosities and interests of growing minds. Other libraries our size have community meeting space for tutoring, Boy Scouts, or groups working on a common project. And while the local McDonald's or nearby restaurants may offer free Wi-Fi and tables, it's not the same as space that's meant for a meeting. Other libraries have program space so they can conduct programs in the library while the library is open. These conveniences aren't always what we imagine when we talk about libraries, but they are indeed what libraries of today provide. In fact, many folks in those communities might not even call these services conveniences, but necessities. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on where we are right now. And we know that where we are right now is not enough for a community of our size. We know that 5 computers is not enough. We know that our limited hours of operation are not enough. We know that our services are needed now more than ever. We know that our community is not below average, and we know that our community deserves a library that meets their needs. Here's something else we know. We know that dollars towards the library are dollars that benefit absolutely everyone in the entire community. A library is not just for 3rd graders trying to get to 4th grade, or crafters, or those with economic needs, or high school students, or parents, or children, or seniors, and so on. A library is for everyone, no matter who you are, what you make, the color of your skin, or the age of your dog. We have something to help absolutely everyone in our community. Not every community organization can say that. Maybe your printer is out of magenta and you need to print that black and white shipping label to return your online purchase. Or maybe you need help creating a resume. Maybe you need help studying for the ASVAB or getting your GED. We can help with all of that. Every single person in a community can benefit from the library. We're ready to do more and be more, and we know that our community needs us more than ever. For these reasons, and all of the reasons that I mentioned, the library board decided to put the question to the voters. And ultimately, it will be the voters that collectively decide if, as a community, we want better technology, more library hours, more library programs, more electronic resources, and more for the future of our community. The library is asking the voters for 1 mil for 10 years on the August 4th ballot. The 1 mil will replace the existing half mil. The library will not collect more than 1 mil if the millage passes. We could have written it as a replacement. If we could have written it as a replacement, we would have. Legally, we cannot revoke a previously approved millage. However, what we can do is adopt a resolution that the library will only collect 1 mil, and that is exactly what the library board intends to do immediately after the millage passes. All millage information is available for everyone here. There are posters throughout, as well as brochures on the table that shows how HTPL compares with other libraries that are class 4 size as we are, how much the millage will cost homeowners based upon the home market value, and of course the library board members and myself will be available to answer any of your questions as well. So thank you so much for coming. Please enjoy yourselves, enjoy the music of Terry Altman, and enjoy a beautiful cookie. There's water in the coolers if you would like some.